Hey guys, just to get started on my new channel, I thought I would do a couple of tag videos, and they are both about travel, and they might repeat a little bit, but I'll try not to be too repetitive. So the first one is called I Heart Travel Tag, and it's by Fred That's Weird, and I'll link to the original videos in the description as well, so you guys can check those out. Question number 1 says list all the places you visited, which seems pretty, it would take me a long time. I mean, especially depending how you define places, because, I mean, I've been all over in the U.S., well, not everywhere, but, I mean, I've been a lot of places, so that seems a little extreme to list all of them. But I thought I would just list the main general places I've been. So in the U.S., a couple of my favorite places that I've been to are Maine, which is really beautiful by the ocean. I've been to Florida recently, and I'm from Michigan, and I've traveled a lot in Michigan, and I think it's a beautiful state. I actually really like Michigan itself. The first foreign country I traveled to was Canada, which didn't feel that foreign because it's very similar culture to the U.S. The first overseas country I traveled to was Spain. I've also traveled quite a bit in Europe. I've been to England, France, Switzerland, Italy, Denmark, Sweden, just briefly, and Germany. And I've also traveled to Japan. Number 2 says, what's your favorite place that you visited? My favorite place that I've been to is Valencia, Spain. And I just really like Valencia because it has kind of a bit of everything. It has a really old town with a cathedral and really pretty, and some of the old architecture that's still there in the city. It has a newer, I don't know how to, I feel like it has a name, I can't remember, but they have this area that has a bunch of museums that look really super modern, has a science museum and an aquarium, and that's really cool. And then my favorite part is the beach, of course, so I love Valencia. It has so many different things. It's one of those cities that really has something for everybody. I'm sorry my voice is a little weird, I've been sick lately. Number 3 says, what is your dream location? And really, lately I've been thinking a lot about traveling to Croatia, in particular the city of Dubrovnik, and I really want to go there. First of all, I found out, or I knew Croatia existed, but I hadn't ever thought of it as a travel destination until I was searching some of the safest cities in the world, because I will probably be traveling on my own in the near future. And so I searched some of the safest cities, and Dubrovnik was on the list of safest cities in the world. So that's one thing that would attract me there, is that it's really safe, but also it just looks beautiful. It's right on the ocean. They had a lot of kayaking, sea kayaking kind of tours and things like that, and a lot of castles and old history. So it looks like a really cool city, and I'm really hoping to go there within the next year. And question number 4 is, what's your favorite form of travel? I would probably pick flying because it's just the fastest, and I don't have a problem with flying. Some people don't like to fly. I don't mind having to go to the airport a couple hours early and hang out to fly. Like, some people don't like that. I do get frustrated when it gets like delayed and stuff like that, but I haven't had too many struggles with flying yet. I also really like high-speed trains, though. They're really comfortable. There's no hassle. Unlike flying, you just get on the train and then you wait a couple minutes and it takes off. So the high-speed trains are really nice as well. I've traveled on high-speed trains with the Shinkansen in Japan and the TGV, Train Grande Vitesse, in France. Number 5 says, what's the worst experience you've had in an airport or on an airplane? That would be on my way home from Tokyo. I had about a 12-hour flight from Tokyo to Calgary, and I had a layover there before I got back to Chicago. And I missed my connecting flight because the flight was just scheduled, like it should never have been scheduled that way. I only had like a 45-minute layover, and I had to go through American Customs in Canada before I could get on my connecting flight. And it was the first time I'd ever flown by myself, which I was like 20 years old, but I had never flown by myself before, so I flew over to Japan with my sister, and then on the way back I went by myself because she was staying to study for the summer. And I just got so freaked out because I missed my flight. I was just so angry, and I was just like looking at the boards, and I was like, oh god, my flight's gone. Like it said like departed or whatever it says up on the board, and I still hadn't even got my luggage off of the thing, and I went up to the counter and I was just trying to explain to the lady what happened. I just started crying. It was terrible. And they ended up being another flight to Chicago 4 hours later, so it wasn't that long of a wait, but I was just like stressed out. Number 6, what's the best food you've tasted abroad? I really liked a lot of the food I ate in Japan, and none of it was anything like fancy or elaborate. Actually, just like simple ramen. It just tastes so good. And my favorite thing was the sobu noodles with shrimp tempura. It was delicious. And also in Italy, in Florence, I had some pasta with a truffle sauce and with sausage, and it's totally not the kind of thing I normally like. Like, I don't like sausage very much, but this was like the best pasta I ever ate. It was really good. And that restaurant, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like on the, my friends had found it on TripAdvisor as being one of the top rated restaurants in Italy. Number 7 is, what is your favorite part of traveling overall? My favorite part of traveling is creating new memories with my family and friends. I usually travel with my family, and I really just like having a lot of time together and taking pictures. I love to take pictures, and just experiencing new things and new cultures is always really fun. Okay, the second tag is called the Ultimate Travel Tag. Sorry, I'm trying to get it stuck in here. Okay, and it's by Traveling Natural. And the first question says, how many countries have you visited? I counted as 11. You could say 12, but I've really only been to the airport in Ireland, so I don't really count that. Like, I haven't seen anything there. So I've been to 11 countries that I've actually spent time in and visited. Number 2 is, why do you travel? Just to have new experiences and learn about new cultures and to make memories. Kind of the same as the answer to the last question, the last one. Number 3 is, what's your favorite city or country? I already said my favorite city is Valencia. My favorite country, it's kind of hard to pick. First of all, I really like the U.S., my home country. It's definitely always going to be like home to me. I don't think I would ever permanently move away from the U.S., except maybe to Canada, but I also really liked Japan when I was there because the people there are so friendly and helpful. And they just want to help you, like, even if they couldn't communicate with us effectively. They didn't speak English, they still wanted to help us. And I also like France, even though France is extremely opposite Japan on that note. Like, people don't want anything to do with you if you don't know what you're doing. But I just have spent a lot of time in France, and it's always going to be really special to me, so I love France. Number 4, what is your most memorable experience abroad? Sometimes the most memorable experiences are the negative ones. For example, when I moved to France, we had to lug all of our suitcases. Like, me and my friend went, and we each had 2 giant suitcases. We had to lug those through the metro in Paris, and it was just awful. It took us like over an hour. It was crazy. Like 2 hours, I think. Also, when I was studying abroad in Bilbao, Spain, I had my bag stolen, and it was this big, terrible thing, and that was not fun, but it's definitely very memorable. Some more positive ones are when I went to Disney Tokyo. That was really fun. I went there with my sister, and it was just fun. I didn't really remember going to Disney as very much as a child because I was young, so I really liked that. And also climbing the Eiffel Tower. I had already been up in the Eiffel Tower one time, or twice, I guess, at this point. I'd been up the Eiffel Tower twice taking the elevators, but when my dad and my stepmom and my brother came to visit, my brother wanted to climb it, like climb the stairs, and I was really hesitant. I was like, I don't know if I can climb that, but we did it, and it was really cool. It was a very cool way to see the tower, and there's actually an extra little floor in there that you don't get when you take the elevator, so that was really fun. Number 5 says, the best item you've purchased abroad. And I don't really do a lot of, like, particular purchasing. Like, I bought clothes abroad sometimes, but they're nothing, like, special. When I was in Japan, I did a lot of shopping. I bought a lot of useless things that I should not have bought, but I'll just show you one that's really cute. It's this little llama, and the best part about him is he has a wind-up, and if you wind him up, he walks. It's really cute. That's just something useless I found that I got in Japan, and I just liked him. Oh gosh, that was loud. I also have a bonus question that I'm going to add in. What's the worst thing you bought abroad? And I will show you guys right now. The worst thing I bought abroad is these little matches, and it says I love Berlin. I actually bought these as a souvenir for a friend, but I didn't see him for a while, and I ended up not giving them to him because I just hadn't seen him. And then I wanted to light a candle, and I was like, oh, I'll use these matches. So they're like these tiny little, okay, I'm showing myself instead of you guys. They're these tiny little matches, like they are so small. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's just like this tiny, tiny thing. And the first time I went to use it, I wanted to light a candle with it. I'll show you guys. It's just terrible because basically it's like the instant you light it, it's already burning your fingers. Oh. It's like you don't have time to light anything or it will burn your fingers off. So that is the worst thing I bought abroad. I didn't think about that when I bought it. I was like, oh, those are cute, except they're totally useless. Number 6 says, do you have any advice for those who want to travel but think that they can't? First of all, I think you have to shift your mind from I want to travel to I will travel. I've been kind of lucky in most of my travel experiences. I've studied abroad twice, and a lot of my international travel has been off of that. So like I already was abroad to study, and I decided to travel while I was there. But I do travel fairly often within the U.S. too, so you just have to take initiative and decide that you're going to travel, not that you want to travel, and then just start making a plan for it. I mean, people say travel is expensive. Yeah, it is expensive, but travel is kind of, I mean, everyone has their things they like to spend money on, so it's, if you like to spend your money shopping for clothes but you want to go travel, then cut back on your shopping for a few months and save up to travel. You know, you just have to do things like that. Also, I would say you're never too old to travel. When I was studying in Spain, my grandma was 74 and she had never left the country, and she came to visit me with my dad, and we went to Switzerland and to London, and she had a great time. She always wanted to see the Alps, and she had a great time. It was really fun. It was really cool for me to see her enjoy that trip. Question number 7. What's your favorite travel accessory that you always pack? And my favorite travel accessory, you guys are looking at it, is definitely my camera. I cannot travel without a camera. I'll be really, really sad if I forget my camera. I use my camera every day, taking pictures of stupid things. I just love to take pictures, so yeah, those are the 2 travel tags. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you do the tags. You can post them as a video response to my video or the original videos, which are going to be linked in the down bar down there. So you guys can look forward to more travel videos. I will be going to Chicago this week, so I will have a little video of that afterwards. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.